It's time to drive. That feels like an appropriate start. It is, in fact, time to drive. So if anyone's wondering why I've got 4 save files now, the reason, each one of these save... Not even started! Right. Each one of these save files... Each one of these save files has a different design on my car, and I'm saving them for thumbnails. That's literally the reason. It seems kind of daft, but I wanted to be able to use the car I had in a particular episode in the thumbnail. So every single time I'm doing a stream, I've done a slightly different design car, which I think is really fun. I get excited. I don't care if anyone else is. I just love my car so much. Jack. Jack the car. Jack the station wagon. There you are. My beauty. I always save it looking directly at you while you're looking directly at me. So I've redone the paint job. Oh, look at that. Look at that beauty. So this paint job is called... It's called like Weird Wagon, I think. It's obviously meant to be a mystery machine thing. But I went with black on green because I think it looks nice. As opposed to what I imagine the actual colour is, which is more like a bluish kind of colour. So yeah, this is my current iteration of car. I will go over car in a sec. I'm going to do things in my list again, like I always do. Go down the list, see what I've unlocked. And then we're going to get out for our run, because we're potentially, today, going into the deep zone. Yes, we have to go deeper. So what's new in the garage? First of all, this is the experimental charging station. It's the same as the other charging station, except it charges more power with each thing. So I didn't realise this thing here is how much power it can charge in one go. And if your car's got like a lot of battery, you have to do this twice. Like let it charge up and then charge again. Another one of those things where it feels like a limitation for the sake of an upgrade. Like they could have just made it so that the charging station just did the whole thing. But instead you have to charge it and then wait and then charge it and then wait. Or, I guess, make a device to do it manually. And then the other thing in the garage I've unlocked is a second parts locker. So in here, I'm keeping all of my peculiar ones. My off-road tyre, it's bald. It's bald, so I've had to put it in. There's nothing you can do about bald tyres. It's gone for good, so rip my off-road tyre. This baby got me... It did so many runs. And I've got a steel door, side battery, steel panel. I've got 2 side batteries, so one of them's on and one of them's here. I do wonder whether you get an achievement for putting a peculiar part on every slot of your car. I feel like you should. Maybe. Also, there's one more thing we actually got here, which is this. This piece of apparatus here connects there. This is a junction restabilizer. And what it means is once you've scanned an area... So we're going to be going through here today, so let's scan this. Once you've scanned an area, if you want to, you can use one of your scanner charges. Instead of scanning, you can re-roll the area. So I can basically scramble this and have it come out something different. So this is good if, like, for example, an area like this is extreme and you want to make it not extreme. Or if there's somewhere on a route that you want to shuffle around to get perhaps like a different type of like drop or rare item or whatever. You can do that as well. Which is, that one's particularly useful, but you only get, obviously, the number of charges you get with the scanner. So it's a little limited. Stuff for the car. I've unlocked anti-corrosive parts, which I've currently got equipped because I've been driving through the mires, collecting things like swamp coral and marsh eggs. So... Obviously, anti-corrosive panels, I've got one here and one there. That protects... I think yeah, there's an insulate one here. That protects these areas around it from acid, and then obviously this is protected. I recently put an insulated panel on the hood because I kept getting electrocuted, and it only seemed to affect this part. So what I've done is I've put this on, hoping that that might be able to stop that from happening. And it was also messing up my engine by shorting it out, so that's fine. And the reason that why I've done that is because I've removed the antenna in favour of... I've put on 2 propellers. So these 2 little wind propellers, they will charge up the battery as I drive, which means that my battery rarely gets low. I also have a side battery here, which the health of this is a lot lower than I thought it was, but this is a peculiar one, which means it has a lot more charge than the standard one, and there's a spare out there as well. And on this side now, I've just got the fuel synthesizer. I've removed the external fuel tank, because I've replaced my jump jacks with this fuel tank here. I like the jump jacks. I really like using them. They've got me out of some really sticky situations. But the use of them... I sort of prepare to use them before I use them. Whereas the this fuel tank, it's just really useful to not have to constantly have to refuel. And because I'm now carrying around 2 spare fuel tanks, when the fuel gets low, I can just top it up with those fuel tanks, refill them from this, and then this will refill because the mini turbines will charge my power back up. So I'm quickly going to rattle off the other things I've unlocked for the car. I'm not going to waste too much time on them because they're unlocks and I'm not using them. So I've unlocked a leak-resistant battery and a leak-resistant fuel tank. So 2 things: your batteries and your fuel tanks can break and they leak. These ones don't. I've also unlocked the expanded backseat tank, which is the one that I do currently have in this one here, expanded backseat tank. I've also unlocked the nitro boost, which I think is a bumper attachment, but I might be wrong about that. But I think you can put a bumper attachment on and it allows you to like blast forwards by using power, or maybe it uses fuel. I'm not sure, but I don't have that equipped either. The amp engine. So there's another type of engine which completely uses electricity. I was tempted to use it, but after going on a run with this setup, I really like this setup because I never run out of fuel. Well, rarely run out of fuel, and I never run out of power. And I think that's just really useful to have. The other things I got were for the roof floodlights, which just sound like another, as someone in my chat referred to them as, meme lights. Just a way of draining your power to just illuminate everything around you for no reason. Like, you know what, one time I have to make a car that's just the brightest lights there, then full bright lights, side lights on either side, and then 2 floodlight roof lights. Just see how horrendously bright it ends up being. And then also you can get an auto-tracking spotlight for the roof as well, which I guess points towards where I look. So I look around and it points where I'm looking. Which I guess I could see that being useful in some places, but I don't really care. Gear-wise, I've unlocked a few more outfits. So the ones I've unlocked on here, I wish I'd put them in order. Stiff shirt I've unlocked. This gives me a bit of piercing. Wait, I can make this now. Have I not unlocked this? Oh, I have unlocked this, okay. So I've unlocked a stiff shirt and the carbon fibre shirt. It's written down, Brad. Stiff shirt, carbon fibre shirt. I've unlocked the insulated jumpsuit. I've unlocked the anti-corrosive anorak. I guess you can see because the little symbol's saying I've not read it yet. I've unlocked the anti-corrosive anorak. I did the anti-theft backpack. Where's the sealed suit? Oh, I did that as well, yeah. So I've now sort of upgraded a bunch of these. The only ones I can't do now are ones that need Olympium. But I've only found one of them. I found it in the boot of a car. So Olympium, I think, is going to be the... Oh, there's balloons as well. Is going to be the resource that's in the deep zone, and that's where I'm going. So as it stands, I need Olympium, and I need corrupted energy. Those are the 2 things that I've not really found the location of yet. I assume that the corrupted energy is going to be in the deep zone, because the majority of the unstable has been in the mid zone, and then obviously stable is the majority of that's been on the outer zone. And that's it. Yes. So I do have a lot of other lore things to go through, but as I've done the last runs, I'm going to go through them while I'm on the journey, because I feel like standing and talking in the garage for what ends up being 10 to 15 minutes every single time. I mean, it's probably not dull. I assume if you come this far through, you're just going to watch till the end anyway. But yeah, I'm going to try not to do that as much as I say. But while I was out driving, I got 2 of the like calls through that got logged, as in from Tobias, Francis, and Oppie. I got 2 of those come through, so we're going to listen to them on the road because they're supposed to be the ones that I'm going to be listening to next. So let's see where we're going. So the objective today is going to be to get to here. Unknown location, but this is going to allow us to enter the deep zone. And in order to go here, we have to go there first. I don't know if we can get here and leave, or whether I need to exit from here to open the gateway to go to the next junction. So anyway, we're going to go to this location. It only requires 2 kalim to get out, and there's plenty in this one, and there's also a little bit here. So I think the first place we're going to be going to is this damp forest. We're going to collect the resources, the energy, and then we're going to go forwards. We're not going to go for resources unless we see something new. For the most part, what we're only going to be doing is story, because that's what the streams are for. The streams are for progressing the story. I've also scanned the majority of anomalies by this point. There's an acid one here that I've not got. But if I go up here... There we go. So, all scanned. There's one thing missing at the bottom there, but that looks like it's just got one less, like, interesting thing. All scanned, one less. All scanned, all scanned. Doing well. One of the ones I was missing for ages, and this is embarrassing. Wrecked car. So I thought abandoned car was and wrecked cars were the same thing, that they were just car remains everywhere. But it turns out, no, they weren't. Wrecked car is a separate one. Also, honeypots are something new I found as well. Honeypots are cars out in the wilderness that have all of their car parts on. However, if you go close to them, they summon nearby anomalies to them. One time they actually worked out in my favour. I went towards a honeypot and it summoned every tourist in the area to come towards me, and every tourist threw something at me. So there's something useful. So I ended up with loads of extra gear and food, which was really fun. Right, okay, anyway, we know where we're going. We're going through E6, then we're going to junction C4. And then we'll eventually be pushing through to here. Let's not waste time. Let's get going. I do like this decal on this car, though. I think it's really cool. I've also unlocked a few more decorative things. Like, obviously, you can see I've got a bobblehead penguin. I still haven't found a shifter that I like, a gear stick. I like this wheel. I tried a different wheel. I didn't like it. I thought it looked a bit scrappy and horrible. And I've still got the CD there. I've got a little succulent there. Anyway, so car's in good condition. Apart from this is the peculiar component, so I can't heal that. That will eventually just die. I'll replace it with the other one. Anyway, here we go again. Classic. The driving begins. I'm currently up to about 57 hours in this game, I think it said. The majority of which has just been me watching things like Taskmaster on YouTube and driving around collecting resource after resource, just doing long runs. Still, never lost my car, never died. I got close in one of my recent runs because the game bugs the fuck out. I got out of my car and I was walking towards a fuel can, like one of the barrels on the floor to refill my fuel can. And randomly, I jumped and the game fired me into the air really high and really far. And when I landed on the ground, I hit the ground. I landed on 1 health. I don't know if that's like you can't die from fall damage, you always be on 1. Or whether I just got lucky as fuck. But yeah, 1 health. And I had to obviously bandage myself up and recover as I headed back to my car. Really annoying. Anyway, we're going to be going to E6. Heavy fog is fine. Abductors, honeypots, bollard shakers. Nothing particularly annoying. I've left the acid protection on. I wonder whether I should switch back to radiation. Because radiation protection, I feel like there's going to be a lot of piercing, maybe explosive, in the deep zone, because they're the two that I've not had a huge amount of interaction with so far. There've been the spike logs and things on the ground, but they've not been too common. There also are still tons of things I've not read about that I've got listed down here, of stuff I've found but not scanned on stream. So I'll need to keep my eye open for some of them. Eye open, can't speak. Anyway, while we're doing the first part of the drive, let's listen to the 2 incoming calls that I've not yet looked at. So we had involved and in the name of progress, both came through. So here we go.
Hoppy, I gotta ask, were you around when the old wall was nearly breached?
You want to know if I was involved?
I mean, sure. No one knew more about where anomalies came from than you. Heck, I mean, you know, the only reason anyone knew anything about anomalies was because of the research branch that you 4 started to build.
Yes, and we developed ways to prevent anomalies, not create them.
You can't prevent something if you don't know where it's created in the first place.
So you did pick up a thing or two around us scientists.
Something I forgot to mention as well, I replaced all of my tyres. They are now all all-terrain tyres, so I should have the best of every world, essentially. The most recent time I played this, I was driving back and forth for a while, collecting mainly swamp coral, is what I wanted. I also went back out and got some tree candy. Alright, bollard, calm it. Where's the car? During that particular run, I listened back to all of the broadcasts that I'd received from Oppie, Tobias, and Francis, because I wanted to just basically nail down the plot. I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly what was happening and what was going on. And so, I listened to everything back, and now I have essentially a much better idea of what's been going on. Even though I thought I knew less than I actually did. When I listened to it back, I have picked up quite a lot. I just hadn't picked it up as, like, concretely as I thought I had. So... So after listening to all of the radio broadcasts back, I am sort of getting the vibe now that Oppie isn't a big surprise villain. I do think there's more to her, and I do think that she might have a bit more of a sinister end goal, but her characterization from the start appears to be a depressed, alcoholic widower, essentially, who lost her husband in the explosion, had nothing left to live for, and this has given her a new lease of life because she's now helping the driver. Let me just have a quick look around, see if there's anything cool. Oh, box van. Box vans are the best finds. So box vans and Arda trucks are the place where you usually get the anomalous items, the peculiar ones. So yeah, I do have a more of an understanding of what's been going on in the plot overall. I haven't read the box truck yet, have I? No, I did. I read that last time. It's not mean. What have we got? Okay, so a couple of new paints, a new steering wheel, welded, and then just various useful parts. And let's just check what you've got. You've got steel, your tyres. I don't really care about the tyres or anything. Unless I find a part I've not seen before, I'm not going to bother collecting anything from those either. I also might go to payloads if I see an option to do one. I've been getting a lot more ambitious about staying in the zone longer. And I've noticed that the yellow storm and the red storm, if they come in before you activate a gateway, they take forever to come in. So there's so many opportunities to... Is this all uphill? It looks like it might be. It seems like it's on this level. I'll wait until I get to the terrain level on the road and then I'll pull out. There are so many more opportunities to... Oh, it's a can opener. I've completely forgotten what I was saying. Oh, yeah, I know what I was saying. Yeah, so you can stay in the zone a lot longer, so there's a lot more opportunities to gather more without being scared, and also to potentially get the payload. Oh, we have to listen to the other one of these as well, don't we? So we just listened to... So another thing that I'll mention for game makers, obviously you're probably not watching my playthrough all the way through, but if anyone happens to, I was listening back to through all of these. It rarely kept open the page. So what I would do is I'd be scrolling through, I'd be like, oh, I'm listening to Legends again. I would press play on the Remnants. I would close the page to listen to it as I'm driving. And then when I finished, I would reopen this and it would just reopen back on the like the first tab rather than where I was. It didn't do it every time, it did it most times. And so I had to come back to here and scroll back through. So quality of life, stay where you are. And also, I can't close this page with tab like I can with every other page. So we listen to... Oh, I wonder why it orders it like this. Maybe it's the most recent one you listen to. Anyway.
All I know is, Arda didn't give two craps about anomaly prevention. You fought uphill the entire way.
Never thought I'd see the day where you'd sugarcoat anything coming out of your mouth. The Harmonic Disruption Research Lab was an abject failure. No, I wasn't involved, but I stood by and let it happen. By that point, the LIM project was in a bad way. Either it found a breakthrough and justified the government resources it was sucking up, or the entire project was put down. Everything depended on this technological quantum leap that evaded us for decades. In response, all good sense went straight out the window. For every wonder pulled out of thin air, LIM technology conjured increasingly greater horrors. But it was done in the name of progress, and we were powerless to stop it. The Harmonic Disruption Research Branch was all I could do to soften the atrocities Arda unleashed in the name of progress. I tried to clean up my mess, but I failed.
So the plot as I currently understand it, I'm probably going to butcher this because I don't really get a lot of it yet, but it seems like Oppie was the one who discovered... Oh, fuck you. Oppie was the one who discovered or created the sort of the anomalous areas. The current... What's the word I'm looking for? The instability is the term they use, yeah. Oppie was the one who created the instability. She's the one who set it all in motion. And Arda, the company she worked for, saw an opportunity to essentially use what she'd done, and that's how she ended up being just like a figurehead, rather than the actual like power, the force, or whatever it was behind the company. So she was hailed as this mother of Limtech, and this essentially the originator of all of the stuff that's happening. But that's the reason why all of it got out of control, is because this company were essentially trying to leech off of what had happened for their own ends. And part of that was Oppie's husband and this doctor, what was he called? Dr. Cal or something? What they were trying to do is find a way to harness the energy from this gigantic anomalous place called the Well. And the Well appeared to be this site where there were these completely unpredictable discharges of an immense amount of energy. And what happened was they discovered that if they created these objects that had a sort of... I'm finding it really hard to explain this, but if they created these objects that had this similar frequency to the Well or to the anomalies and stuff in themselves, and if that object came into contact with the Well, it would initiate one of these explosive discharges. And so the idea was, if we can create these and then put them into this thing, we can then have a reliable way of containing that of creating and containing that energy. However, when they tried to do it, it just fucking exploded, and all the fail safes they had in place failed. And the only way that they were able to stop it from basically destroying the entire area was because Oppie's husband stayed behind to manage the one of the containment procedures, but then died in the process. And this explosion that was caused by this emanated out until the entire area. Everybody who was within the radius of it had one of their hallucination events, which was the big mass hallucination they talk about. But also any objects in that area that had this frequency, that had the sort that were I guess malleable to the energy wave, became remnants. And these remnants were these objects that had this they were drawn directly to this Well, because that's what they were created to do. They were created to merge with the Well and to create this blast wave. So what we're currently doing is trying to get to the Well, because if we drive the car into it, then this frequency, whatever it is, will be inverted. The car gets basically destroyed. We get released from the grip of the car, and we won't be forever dragged into whatever it's trying to get to. And but then we also need a way to contain the energy that's going to blast out of the Well. That is the plot as I currently understand it. I might be wrong about some of that, but that's where I am. So hopefully, if anyone's confused about what's actually been happening, because the plot is, it's all explained through like the random memos or through the calls we get coming in from Oppie or from Tobias or from Francis. And it is quite difficult to pick up on all of the intricacies of what might have been happening, because of it's told through those kind of things. And there's a lot of stuff I haven't read yet as well that gives away a lot more. Yeah, a funny little thing I noticed as well when I was listening to the radio calls back is that some of them come straight to you, and some of them get saved that you can listen to later. And the game explains that in the actual, like, I guess, lore of the game. Oppie says, because we can't respond to the broadcast, they just get sent to us. So Oppie says any immediately important broadcasts will be sent to our headset, and the other ones will be sent to a different frequency, and that frequency will store them for us to listen to at our leisure. So that's why some of them come to us and some of them don't. All the important ones we listen to straight away. All the other ones you don't have to bother unless you want to. I like it when games try and come up with an explanation for a mechanic. I think that's interesting. Anyway. Easy zone. I didn't see how much energy we had, but considering the size of the two anchors we went to, I'm going to say about maybe 1.5. So we should be fine going through here. I do think I'm going to have to leave a gateway in this Scorch to then activate the route to there. But that's fine. I don't mind doing this route again. Or if I have to What I might end up having to do is go through this way instead. Take E7 through G9, yeah, through G9 through the mires. Or I could scramble these two to remove what will likely be the instability area around them that's been created by me leaving them. And then they'll return and I can go straight forwards. Anyway, before we go forwards, we're going to read one or two things. I've just been talking a lot anyway, so I'm just going to read one or two things. What are the interesting ones? Some of them are I found really interesting. Anomaly encounters, let's take a look at these. So anomaly encounters, I've got 1 and 4 that I've not read yet. Let's take a look. So I was in the deep zone taking notes. I screwed up a page and threw it aside. That was when it first happened. Something I couldn't see, but I swear it was there. Ate the paper I dropped. Later I would hear it rummaging in the dumpsters. It's all those old journals we tossed as part of the move. Those drew it out. It would eat cardboard too. I heard you can get it to follow you by dropping scraps as you walked. You'd never see a thing though. It's like a ghost. But you'd sure hear it. So an anomaly that eats paper? No, this isn't like that hat guy. This is something else. I never see the face, but it's always a figure. A shadow, a kind of fuzzy grey. A bunch of us have all had the same kind of dreams now. We'll be in the forest somewhere. The figure is always behind us, hard to see. It points towards something. And when we wake up, there's always something where it had pointed. In the real life version of that place. One time it was this nest of stuff like frog spawn. Another time it was the first crawler in the zone. And once it was what was left of Jack. Under the water with the wreck of the Titanic, no doubt. Wait, Jack's my car! What was left of Jack? It's seen the future. Take a good long look at the zone. All those botanists, biologists, chemists are just using our backyard as a test bed for terraforming. They're reshaping our planet right under our noses. They're changing the oxygen content of the air. They're training giant electric moles to magnetize the soil. They've got robot dogs. And everyone who lives there gets to enjoy it first. The rest of us dumbos don't know what's coming, and one day, when they pull that lever, they'll change this whole planet. But I'm ready for them. I know how to protect myself. Mayonnaise! Sent in by CC. So, this is obviously the host of regular, ordinary Swedish mealtime. Because, as we all know, mayonnaise, good for you. Let's keep going towards the Scorch. Acid devours fuel. We haven't read this one yet. However, I can guess what it means is that anytime you are in some kind of acid storm or drive through an acidic area, then the fuel in your car is going to deplete really rapidly. Okie dokie, how are we looking? Okay, so this doesn't have an exit, so this is one that we're going to have to leave. Acid devours fuel. When the acidic compounds detected in this part of the zone come into contact with fuel, both disappear into a vapor. Damage your car takes from acid is going to deplete even more fuel than usual. I wasn't aware it already depleted fuel, but good to know. I do have spare fuel in the boot. Hopefully that is not going to be affected. Anyway, right, what we're going to do here is get all of these, then leave. 1.7, we're not even that far off, so let's just drive down the road. Again, not collecting any resources, but I will go and look at Arda trucks or box trucks. But, yeah, if I find them. This is the Scorch. I don't currently need any tree candy, though. I got loads of it on my last run. Yeah, there's tree... Oh, hang on, Arda truck over there. There is tree candy and sap everywhere, but I don't need them. What's coming towards me? Oh, is that Happy Hair? Oh, I'll take it. Here's the Arda truck. Oh, I was so annoyed. So I had an armored door on my truck which was broken. On my car that was broken. And I wanted to swap out the armored door for one that was on one of these trucks. Because these ones usually have armored doors. This is steel, but you know. I found one of these trucks, but it was embedded in the rocks. It had spawned inside a cliff. I could only access the back, and I was a little bit annoyed. Oh, I keep forgetting. My giant dumpster pearl. Remind me, chat. Remind me when we get back to the garage to get the giant dumpster pearl out. Because it's amazing and I love it. Yeah, anyway, I'm not too bothered about the resources, aside from what's in it. So one thing I haven't read yet is tree candy. Right here. So we may as well do this while we're here. Tree candy. It's cold but juicy, says Oppie's notes. That's a description that's both profoundly uncomfortable and yet utterly impossible to unhear. Can you eat it? I'm going to move you to the back just because you're sort of in the way. Yeah, happy hairs, if anyone doesn't know, if you missed a previous episode or stream, this heals your car. It's one of the few anomalies in the zone which are beneficial. So as long as that's on the car, I don't think it can heal the peculiar parts, but maybe it can. It would be cool if this was the only way you could heal them, is with something in the zone, but it doesn't look like it is. I do feel like having a happy hair, though, attracts abductors to the car. Oh shit, what was that? I guess I got zapped by something. Something that I did miss when I was listening to the audio files is exactly why Tobias and Francis are still here. And it's been referenced a few times, but I never quite picked up on it. So when the evacuation that Arda did happen, when they got everybody out of the zone, Tobias and Francis basically hid to stay behind because they wanted to document everything that happened in the zone for future generations to read about. And they've got a particular fascination for the urban legends that have taken place, like the Bigfoot one. Bigfoot has been mentioned a few times, and I firmly believe... Oh, I hate these things. I firmly believe that Bigfoot is going to be in the game. What's that that's going past? Oh, there's a squire over there. Those little things floating around, they're bubblegum buddies. They steal parts off your car. Don't like them. Hopefully they won't come near. They can't take anything off me anymore because I've now got... There's not one around here, is there? Let's just take a look around and make sure none of them are coming over. They can't take anything off me because I've got the anti-theft gloves and backpack. But they can absolutely steal parts off my car. Ooh, a repair stop. And they can also just grab me. I hate them. I actually don't need this energy. I've unlocked everything I can use unstable energy for. May as well just get this and leave. I don't know what else I'm going to need it for. I think there's only one more thing I might actually need it for, and I need another component to do it. So once this gets over 2, I might just leave. There we go. May as well just get out of here. Right. Just because otherwise I'm going to damage the car and lose a bunch of stuff. Where's my nearest gateway? Here. And there's also one there. I could drive back through the tunnel and go through this one. That's probably the easiest one. Let me turn the car around. Alright. And I'm right on the edge of it. Perfect. So this should be a fairly routine exit. I've only got to drive down this tunnel and then just turn right. As long as I don't crash into anything on the way. Also just realised my lights are still on, but... These turbines give me a lot of power. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. So if you stay in an area too long, the yellow instability storm closes in. And when the yellow one's coming in, that's when the payload falls. And it's obviously better to do that if you haven't activated the gateway yourself. There we are. It's going to be easy this, as long as we're not going to drive through any acid patches on the way. Nope. Fairly routine, no damage. Oh, I'm a professional. Look how good I am. Considering some of the runs I've had on stream, where I've completely messed up straight away, having one that just went completely perfectly, I'm happy. Beautiful.
It's a really good thing I never kept any mirrors in that garage. Better not to know if you've been teleported with your head on backwards.
Lovely. Does that take any damage? Tiniest bit of damage. I mean, that's impressive, to be fair. Let's have a look. Yeah, fill tank. I'm fully charged. Just need to give myself a quick top up. And then grab the few things I actually did come out with. So I've started keeping the decals inside this locker. And then all of the paints are being kept inside this one. But I need to start getting rid of paints again. Too many. And then we've got the welded steering wheel. What does this look like? Oh, a chain. Let's take a look. Maybe it's cool. We'll use it for a run. I'm not a big fan, but I'll use it because I've unlocked it. Oh, the bloody fax machine again. September 20th, 1966. After this summer's exponential increase in seismic activity, geologists now believe we may be witnessing the formation of a new volcano, or even a chain of volcanoes across the Olympic Peninsula. It's still unknown what's behind this unprecedented help. Okay, my pearl I have to show. There she is. Look at this. Look. Unreliable. Look how big it is. Wait, can I dunk it? I think it might be too big to dunk. So this is the biggest pearl that I have seen ever. I guess this is the biggest size because it's a perfect sphere. Whereas, like, as you can see with this one here, it's like weirdly sized. I mean, this isn't going to go in. I was hoping I could maybe balance it on top. Yes! I'm really proud of that. So, dumpster pearls, if anybody doesn't know, these are essentially... I say essentially a lot. These are compressed items in a small package. So you throw them into this matter deconstructor, and they give you all of the materials that were inside them. So this one looks like a lot of scrap, a lot of copper, essentially useless stuff. However, the big boy, it's your turn now. Well, that was anticlimactic. Forgive me for thinking this enormous metal sphere was going to give me a bunch of actually decent stuff. Okay. Also, I've just noticed quirks. That's the first time that's been yellow for a while. Every other time it wasn't yellow. 2 quirks. So, because I get a lot of energy now that I don't need, it's very easy to figure out what these quirks are. So, radio, on, off, toggle, stays on, stays off, and wipers. So, I can test this and see what happens when I turn the radio on. So, let's have a look. I'm not noticing anything. What about the wipers? Oh, hang on. But there, doors opened. Was that because of the wipers or because of the radio? Let's test this. So if I turn the wipers on, this door here should open. There we go. So that's one of the quirks. So, when wipers switch on, it could be toggle, but wipers switch on, its rear left door opens. Okay, so maybe it's toggles. Nope. So stays on, stays off, goes left, goes right. It starts by going left. It didn't open immediately, did it? There we go. And the quirk is diagnosed. Mechanics kit, easy. Perfect. I'm not seeing anything happening with the radio. Can I change station? Don't know. I might just have to use some of the power to look. What I'll do, actually... Radio. So I know it's one of these. What I'll do is I'll get this hint from the third category, so I know what it's affecting. Wipers. I didn't see the wipers doing anything. Maybe they wobble, or maybe they get stuck. So let me just... We can figure this out. We can do this. Okay, so if we turn the wipers on, then turn the radio on. Turn the radio off. Oh, there we are. So when the radio is on, wipers move slow. Okay, so we need to go to when radio stays on, wipers move slow. Solved! How do we fix this? Electrician's kit. Done. Perfect. A lot of these quirks you probably wouldn't notice. Like, I've had ones where it's been when fuel is empty, and my fuel is never empty. So, it's not really been an issue for me. I love how fast I am and how, like, efficient I am at this game now that I've played it this much. I've said this before. Games that are... There's some games where, when you first start playing them, they're incredibly awkward and difficult and you hate them. But, when you get into the rhythm, they feel so good. And survival games, I think, are a great example of this in any survival game. Because once you get the hang of the mechanics and get the upgrades and stuff, the experience just becomes so good. Oh, look, you can look on top of here. Oh, they should have hidden some up here. That would have been cool. Like a little rubber duck or something. We are ready to go back out. I'll refill the tank at the end because I left the engine running, so that's why the tank's going down. Okay, we have now unlocked the ability to go here. I'd like to do the same route again because it was easy. So what I might do... Can I just do this straight away, or do I need to actually scan something? If I scan there, it'll do all the ones before it, won't it? Smokestacks. That's new. Perpetual stability, though. Best effect. And that does mean I can re-roll this one. If I re-roll this one, I should be able to remove the instability area around it. And then we can go for this one safely. There we go. This has corrupted energy. My first corrupted energy. Oh, I'm getting all of that. Oh, you can bet your sweet ass I'm getting every single drop of that delicious corrupted energy. I'm surprised there isn't like a few pockets of corrupted energy inside the mid zone. Because there were a few unstable energies like down here. In the... There was this one I think gave me some. In the outer zone. Anyway. It's going to be so good. Right, so that's where we're going. And we'll take the same route, I think. Heavy fog is fine. Virulent acid. The acid's just stronger, that's fine. I can survive that. All I need to do is gather the energy and leave. This has loads of time, that has limited time. Because I'd either do that or I'd have to go through 3 junctions this way, and I'd rather not. Yeah, no, that's fine. We know where we're going. Let's go! Drive, 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 everybody! Drive, 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 drive. It feels so good to be alive. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? We're going this way, aren't we? 3-6 again. Same route. Cool. Only possible because the junction restabilizer. Thanks, junction restabilizer. So anyone watching this on YouTube, obviously I'm streaming this to chat, and I've been talking to them in between the bits that you're seeing because they're edited down. And whilst explaining the game to chat, I had that interesting theory that I don't think is going to be true because it's a little bit... I think it'll be controversial. It's very much a big plot twist, like M. Night Shyamalan style plot twist of it's all a dream, effectively. But I had this idea. What if Oppie and Tobias and Francis don't exist? Or they did exist, but they're not communicating with us. Everything that we're hearing from them is the car gradually persuading us to take it to the deep zone. Because that's what we've been told. We've been told that there's loads of stuff to loot around here. We've been told that the Remnant, all they try and do is get you to go to the deep zone because they want you to return to some location for them. So what if it turns out that all of this, everything that we've been going through, these missions, are actually the work of this Remnant trying to lead us all the way to the middle? And we're going along with it because we think it'll set us free. Just like everyone else who ever had a Remnant, they were convinced, not by some mysterious force that tricked them, like, that scrambled their brains, but by being logically fooled into doing it. Because we are doing what it wants us to do. We are taking this vehicle. This is a really weird, like, map area. We are taking this vehicle, this Remnant, to the place it wants to go. So these all-terrain tyres... Well, these are the all-purpose tyres, aren't they? The all-purpose tyres... Were they called all-terrain tyres? I don't remember. The tyres we've currently got on. They've got a lower rating off-road than the other tyres I had, but they've also got strong rating in water and on the road and everywhere. So, all-rounders. And hopefully they pop less. I've been having so many problems with needing to make so many sealing kits. What have we got? Anomaly Encounters 2. Let's read. I'm nervous saying this because people will say it was whales or dolphins or something. But it isn't like that. This thing is like a kind of submarine. Sleek, thin, this dull light blue color that blends in with the water. It looks metallic, but it bends like a worm. It used to stalk us out there, bumping the hull over and over. And then one night, I saw it turn west, just under the water, barely disturbing the surface. And it shot away, fast as a torpedo. It's out there somewhere. At sea. Spooky. Oh no! Why would you turn up when I'm not there? Oh, get off! Get off! What's on? Radio's on. Lights on. That's not on. Stupid broken bunnies. Right. Going well. Let's continue. So, just done E6. I'm going to move forward to C4. However, it's time to read a little bit of lore. I have so many things to go through. Because I've been playing so much in my own time, I find so many things I don't want to read. So, we'll first do lab reports. We found one more lab report. Initial trials on the remote battery charger have been extremely encouraging. As predicted, the key mitigating factor is the distance. We can only charge in close proximity. Our success here, though limited, does suggest a future in which we can make plugs and connectors obsolete. But for now, the devices we charge still need to be nearby. We've got something similar now, haven't we? I think we've got wireless charging, but I don't think we've got range charging. In the short term, we can find applications for roll-on, roll-off battery recharging in vehicles, anything from cars to light aircraft, mass proximity charging for handheld devices like radios, and make greater use of larger examples of field portable equipment. However, our ultimate goal still remains to remotely charge a device as far as our line of sight. A car with a flat battery down the road, a cordless power tool half a mile away. Imagine that. We do sort of have the wireless charging in this because we have the electrical arcs that can go onto the little antenna. I guess that is a form of wireless charging, but yeah, again, it needs to be close proximity. We also have a second Singlian family. So this was the family, it's a delivery business that were hired to move into the zone and assist Arda, I think. So this one was the first day they came, I think. And then we've got day 6. I'm keeping a journal. I will write it in English. This is my assignment for night school. Sometimes it is hard to find words in a new language, but today it is hard to find words in any language. I feel hope, joy, pride. I see our children in this new home, so big we do not have to share rooms anymore. We are now in a place they call the Olympic Exclusion Zone. The air is heavy and cold. The rain makes us shiver, but electricity is free. We are warm. The food is provided and plenty. Tomorrow we begin our first hauling job. We will work hard for this new life. We will know how to work hard. Oh, we know how to work hard, not will. So this feels to me like we're going to get the story of this particular family that were brought in, and it's going to trickle through the story until eventually we get to something horrible that happened to him. Okay, so we've got the SRR meeting minutes. We'll go through them after when we get to the next junction. We've got one more junction place here. Let's go. So we're going to this one. Okay, we're back here again. Oh, this one's... Oh, this is the... Wait, is this it? Yes, this is it. This is very simple. I thought this was a highway then, because this is an extremely basic junction. So the condition for this one is virulent acid. Did it just crash into a wall, Brad? That means that any acid-based anomaly will do more damage. Like that. So that right there is called a cough box, and that does acid damage when you're in it, so avoid. My first anchor is up the hill. Each one of these scans uses about 3 or 4 of my power, but then driving just replenishes it almost instantly, so... Yeah, it's a good combination of things. Somebody in chat was telling me to have 2 turbines, and it's one of the reasons why I went for it, because it had been approved. Approved by outside sources. Not too bothered about much else on this run. I will probably loot the next area, because it's going to be my first entry into the deep zone, and there might be a new material. So there's the anchor I need. Let's drive through it and go back. I'm surprised we haven't seen any more tourist variations, like an acid tourist. Oh. Boing. Okay, bollards are aggressive. I really enjoy how much of an expert I feel at this game now. Tell you what, the main complaint I have about this game, one thing I'd love them to have added, the ability to slide over the bonnet. To be able to like glide over the hood to get to the other side of the car would have felt so good. Explosives. That is my first explosives. You probably shouldn't have this. You probably need specialist training. You probably need a license. You are probably in trouble. Nah. Throw me. What does it look like? Where's my explosive? A bomb. I need some explosives for one of my upgrades I want. Okay. We've done it. We have made it to the old wall. It's a bit Attack on Titan, this, isn't it? Rings of walls. Maybe we'll get inside and we'll find... Don't tell me. Eren Yeager. There we go. I remembered his name. Yes. So perpetual stability. That means that we can stay there as long as possible. So we can loot what we want. Look at all the unrecognized things. 2 explosive anomalies. 1 impact anomaly. A magnet, an M, a globule thing. This is going to be interesting. Max anomalies. They're going to be fucking everywhere. The storm is at max, which means there's going to be loads of storm clouds coming in constantly. Oh, this is going to be completely unsafe. This might be my first death if I'm not careful. But before we go, let's read a couple of these. So these are the ones I wanted to look through, the meeting minutes. So what were these ones? Well, these are just meetings of a company in the zone, I guess. November 18th. Still haven't had my birthday yet. Still haven't had my birthday. How to best classify documents, social clubs that will not exclude affiliate Turner. Concerns performance structure. Concerns country clubs, academies, golf venues, etc. Off limits to Dr. Turner. So people really don't like Ophelia Turner. I guess she's quite abrasive. I wonder what her husband saw in her. Issues from the Minute Mayor taking. Correct use of Oxford comma. Alcohol consumption effects on... Oh, Ophelia Turner articulated difficulty being heard amongst lively male discussion. Oh, the commas are just everywhere now. Ophelia Turner presented data detailing a number of interruptions by other members. It does seem like she was the progenitor of everything that's happening, and yet Arda just fucked her over and took over. Members to raise their hands before speaking. Open discussion to be mindful of interruption. Reginald, Stanley, Robinson to catalogue all such. Whiskey tasting, courtesy of... Wait, hang on, didn't check. January 15th, birthday's still not there. Promising results of limb technology on forest restoration. Yeah, like this, if you can harness the instability, if you can find a way to harness it, you can turn anything into anything. It would be revolutionary. It would be world-changing. But I guess you just got to crack a few eggs to make that omelette. Discouraging results of limb technology and artificial mineral synthesis. Discouraging results. Side effects of limb technology experimentation surrounding wildlife. Whilst these are concerns, Dr. Turner has established weekly office hours to consult on SRR projects. I still don't know what the original origin of this entire area is. Like, I feel like the well is going to be it. But where did that come from? And if Ophelia Turner is the creator of all of this, what does she do to make it? Because the mass hallucination already happened within the zone. Maybe the idea is that Lim created something like tiny in a lab, this small pocket of instability that they were originally working with, and that just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then as it spread, that was when they started to build the first wall, then the second wall, the third wall, because it is growing. They did say that early on. Dr. Turner to establish weekly office hours to consult on projects. And then 15th of December. Presenting pictures and securing funding. Interference by... Snacks going missing. Present practice pictures. Snack tasting cancelled due to absence of snacks. The occasional little joke thrown in there. Slowly making my way through all of my lore. Okay, well, I've stalled enough. It's time! Completely new zone. What am I going to find? What colour is it going to be? I reckon it'll be purple. I feel like if purple's the colour of unstable... Because like the mid-zone was like reds. I want this place to be completely fucked up. Like, just alien. To be honest, it'll probably look the same, but with slightly different coloured grass, won't it? Yeah, this doesn't look too different. I guess I'm not actually on the other side yet.
You're not the first to try crossing the old wall since the anomalies moved in. But we'll make sure you're the first to survive. Two things to keep in mind.
Reassuring.
First, to get through the old wall, there are 5 crossing points. You need to induce the electrical grid the entire way by driving the car close enough and fast enough along the conductors. You'll see them as you go. Once you jumpstart the grid, Tobias will route the mid-zone power your way, but no induction, no power, no crossing. Second, watch your battery gauge. You will live or die by that thing. Got it? Good. Start by connecting the power grid at the first crossing point. The controls will be up in the observation tower.
Oh, I don't like it already. Alright, let's have a hop out and see what we're dealing with. The Devil Grinder. Oh. Transmission fragment, Arderfield headquarters, May 4th. Be with you. 1968. So imagine a dust devil, yeah? You know those. So imagine a dust devil, right? But turned up to the max. Yeah, I said to the max. Lenny, hold the receiver to your ear. Yeah, so it's like a dust devil, but so much more powerful. Like small, like focused, but so strong. With the strength to just pick up trash and even stones, hurl them around. Collins has a goddamn concussion or some crap like that. A concussion. Huh? Oh, it's when you hurt your head. No, not when you hurt your head. I mean, a concussion is when a person hurts their head. What do you say? Yeah, sure, like a boxer. Listen, Lenny, I've seen this thing smash a truck into submission. Like, just pummel them. I said pummel them! Hold the receiver to your ear, man! Shout! Yes, I am shouting, Lenny, but you're not listening! I'm trying, Lenny, what's going on here? What are you doing? Is someone there? Who is that? What the hell, Lenny? Are you kissing? What the fuck's Lenny up to? Maybe Lenny's the L in all those signs. Maybe there's like a hidden subplot you can figure out, like like a romance between two characters. I'm guessing this is an impact damage one. You drive over and it smashes the car to pieces. What about this tree that's in it? Tour bus. Jesus. We've lost Dr. Powell now, too. God damn it. Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'll hold. Yeah, that's right. He was adamant it was safe. It was stupid and it was unnecessary. That damn man. Listen, tell your man to stand back. This one is even more dangerous than the others. It's like an evolution. Yeah, that's what I said. I don't care what you think. We can worry about that later. Right now, I need helicopter extraction, and nobody, I mean nobody, go near any more of those things. Don't forget, Captain, that the chain of command just changed. Now I'm in charge. I mean, it looks a bit like a hand. Oh wait, it's got people on it. It's got tourists on it. Maybe it smacks you when you walk past. Oh, this isn't. This place is. Yeah, fun. Right. Well, I want to go there first, and I also want to go up here. I've got perpetual spilling. I don't need to worry about. I need to try and get past these. I'm going to take it slow. Let's not rush. I've got no reason to rush. I know that we've got anomalies everywhere. That was part of the zone. But if I take it cautiously... Don't push it. Alright, so it looks like there might just be perpetual radiation in this whole area. I think the unstable energy is over here. What is this? Is it just a cough box up the wall? Oh, hot dust, sorry, yeah. Where's this anchor? I just don't want to go near these things. I don't know how much damage they do or how close you have to be for them to damage you. Can I get on the other side of whatever this is? There you are. Can I get back up here? I can. I get the feeling I wasn't meant to have walked onto the other side of this wall. Look at this. My first corrupted energy. Look at that. Ah. Anchor plug. Oh, what's going to happen? Oh, that's a new anomaly. A tourist trap. This is intense. Private field notes, Dr. Everett, date unknown. It would seem that with the passage of time, many anomalies evolve through a kind of synthesis. The constant rearrangement happening within the zone produces new combinations of previous oddities. Some are one-off, others endure. So this is a bollard full of tourists. So an explosive bollard. These gigantic monsters, these gigantic monstrous amalgams are amongst those that keep reoccurring. They appear to be formed in part from the spontaneous columns of rock that erupt out of the ground, in part from those test dummies that seemingly, that themselves seem to have previously combined with a cache of missing claymores, so that's why they're explosive. What strikes me most is their remarkable coherence. Clumsy as they are, almost as if they serve a very deliberate function, as if they were designed, perhaps for defensive purposes, some deterrence. And this ongoing synthesis has me wondering if the zone is in not only a constant state of flux, but perhaps even a state of evolution, even deliberate experimentation. Is the zone learning? The question is the behaviour of the zone, that the seemingly intelligent behaviour of the zone, is that based on intelligence of a being that is controlling the zone? I guess like Vecna in Stranger Things. Or is it completely random and it's just gradually like adapting? There we are. That's a big moment for me. My first corrupted energy. Okie dokie, right. I imagine I can go and get this first. So that's the way I have to get through, but I must need to travel through the wall via this route there and go all the way round. So I'm going to go and get that energy first. Then again, if I'm going all the way round, I'll be coming back there, right? I just really want this anchor energy. There's no way that I'm going to be forced to drive through here without being able to get that energy, I feel. Also, the weather's just got so much nicer. So I'm going to just continue with the mission and get that energy in a little bit. And hopefully not regret that decision. There'll be plenty more opportunities to get corrupted energy, I would imagine, now that I'm further into the area, into the game. I just wish there weren't things everywhere. What are they? A resource. Beach ball. This must be where you get balloons. Oh, it's Kingy again.
Cleanup continues, but even 6 weeks after February's lab explosion, we're still finding more and more gel that escaped to the atmosphere. Between 700 and 800 cubic meters of material was ejected in the blast. We believe it was initially distributed over approximately 200 square kilometers, but given the nature of the material, it may well have traveled further.
Oh, there's so much to read in this game. I appreciate it. When you're streaming, there's so much to read.
Given time, it would seem that most gel tends to settle somewhere around local ground level, regardless of environmental conditions, altitude, or air pressure. However, its very nature makes it susceptible to strong winds and meteorological changes. Meaning, it may be many weeks before we have a full picture of the scale of distribution. In addition, it seems that a great deal of blast debris may have been mixed with, perhaps even suspended in the gel, which has a habit of slowly absorbing items as it passes over.
Maybe you get cool shit from doing it. Oh yeah, I got electronics. Dumpster pearl. Do you have to physically burst it? Oh yeah. Explosives. Warning of entry. Whoa! It just gave me an anchor. Alright, let's avoid all of these. This looks like a charge station. It is. Charge stop. Journal fragment. Dr. Francis Cook, October 18th, 1960. Dr. Francis Cook, I believe, is the one who's talking to us. Tobias's colleague, friend. How to even begin to sum up my first few days on the job. My first experiences working for this organization.
I have no idea where to start. Ardra is doing Ardra is doing some remarkable things, and has plans for so much more. The organization is growing at such a rate. It really feels like we're recruiting the best of the best here, both at home and from overseas. We've been flying in new hires from halfway around the world, and admin can't process the security clearances fast enough. It looks like I've been assigned to the outfit researching inductive charging and resident coupling. It's hard to say these things when you don't know the cadence of what's being said. The team is small, but we'll be working with the very latest LIM technology, and there's already talk of how we might have a functional prototype by the end of next year. That means a working charging station, one deployed in the field, able to power devices from as small as a radio to as large as a small train. It's truly astonishing, and every morning I have to pinch myself.
Well, I don't need to charge, because my car's fully charged, because it just is from driving. Oh, that looks like where I'm going, though. I'm going to have to climb up and deactivate this and travel through that wall. So I still haven't seen whatever the magnet is, and whatever the... Looks like something maybe falling from the sky. Or an arrow pointing down. Maybe it's a gravity thing. We'll see. Anyway, let's drive forwards. Let's listen to Oppie start talking again. Nope. Not going to try. Circuit gate. So I did charge stop. Circuit gate is another one that I haven't read. I'm just going to scan this one off, so I've been reading a lot. Across the old wall. I guess that's how we open that. Why would you want to turn explosives into tree candy when tree candy is currently so much more common? I wonder if you get explosives from, like, maybe vacuuming those things? Maybe you can, like, suck the explosives out. Maybe you can suck the explosives out of tourists. I never even thought about trying. Alright.
There are old shuttle stops at each crossing point. Use them to recharge your battery and hope they're still in working condition after all these years.
So I'm right in thinking I've got to attach this new thing, right? This is what I needed it for, the limb shield. Because I was told to put the limb shield into storage in the car rather than having it equipped. Right. Well, I'm not really 100% sure what I'm doing here. I guess you have to stop at them to recharge the battery. Let's assign this. A powerful physical shield. Right, so what happens if I turn it on? Oh, if I hold it. Oh, it does just stay on. The battery isn't draining though. Maybe it only drains as it takes damage. I'm just gonna have to commit. I'm just gonna have to commit to this and see what happens. Alright, let's go. Holy shit. So do you stop to charge here? The perfect moment. It said stop and charge. Is that not where I am now? Do I have to scan those things? So So this entire area here appears to be dangerous as shit. But this shield seems to be protecting me, I think. Where am I trying to get to? This next junction gate, I guess.
Tobias, how's the power routing?
Well, the neighbors are complaining about the flickering lights, but I told them to light some candles and sit tight.
Francis?
Levels are good, holding steady.
What are these? Oh, is this the power? Is this giving me power? I thought that was the damage.
Circuit complete. Keep it up, driver.
I mean, I've barely used any power. I do have a lot, to be fair. Not everybody has all of the power stuff I've got on my car. What are the green things? What are the green things? Are these the gates I'm opening? They must be. I didn't mean to do that. Well, I may as well keep driving. Let's go. Well, I'm doing alright. Not taking that much damage. This shield doesn't seem to be doing that much. Oh, I guess it's going to get more dangerous, though. Yep, that was fine.
Getting some interference, Tobias. The power supply is wavering.
I'm working on it. A local battery farm's putting up a fuss. She hasn't been taxed like this in a while, but I'm easing her into it, don't worry.
I mean, it feels aggressive. My battery is definitely getting a bit lower. So, I mean, I can't tell if all of those, that yellow electricity that's hitting me
Battery farms 1 through 3 are reporting total power drain. They're spent.
is charging
How
the
long to
car.
recharge? Could take up to a day.
No, I got this.
I don't know, I'm just going to enjoy the experience. I'll just keep driving. My battery's still at 85, so whatever I'm doing is working. I'm still taking damage, it looks like, just not a huge amount. Well, may as well do a few repairs while I've stopped. Make sure I'm in tip-top condition.
Oh, shit. Total power loss on stations 9 through 15. I'm on it. Oh, shit.
Get that power back up. The gate at the final crossing point won't open without it.
I'm rerouting power from Battery Farm 6.
Easy. Too much and you'll blow out your control center.
I love how they're
The entire
panicking and I'm just
array's going
casually
down. We have
healing.
no choice.
Right, how's the rest of it looking? I'll be fine. Alright, are we ready? Let's ride! Again, easy. What if I want to go and get the anchors, though? So where is it telling me to go? Wait, why is that one behind me not lit up green? Do I need to go and light it up? Oh, this is a stupid idea. Just come over like, what are you doing? Must be story reasons. Oh, fuck, what was that? Oh, I think I just restarted it all. What did I just crash into? Nah, doesn't matter.
Battery farm 6 core's overloaded. I mean, it's shutting down.
We can't lose the remnant. I won't let it go.
Get back inside. The radiation's peaking.
I've got to repair it. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let this plan fail. We're too close. Your theory, we can still prove it.
Stop. It's too dangerous out there.
Heroic sacrifice.
Please, Tobias, come back.
Please make a heroic sacrifice. No, we loved you.
Tobias, please. Tobias, please come back.
Am I... Wait, hang on. Wait. Before we go anywhere, am I going through there and this way? I want to go get those anchors. Oh, I'm committing to it. I want the energy. I don't care about... I love... Right, that guy's just made the ultimate sacrifice right there for this, and I'm immediately driving the wrong way. Oh, hang on. I might not be able to get to the other side of that from here. It says there's a road. Unless this is the gate we're trying to open? Fine, be like that game. Maybe you can go over the top. Oh, fuel. Ew. Shield's cool. It's a bit awkward having the hot dust below this. Oh, he's still alive.
Francis, I need you back at the control board.
Not now, Ollie.
The minute Tobias reroutes that line, you need to push the connection. Miss it by a split second and we lose the entire power grid.
No. Almost ready.
Please don't do this.
Francis, it's now or never.
I'm rerouting the grid now. I'll be ready for you.
So much going on. So am I meant to turn right here or keep going? I mean, I could just quickly hop out and grab some anchor energy though, couldn't I? There it is. Oh, this is so ill-advised. I guess I went the wrong way. Link gate 4B. Where's gate 4B? Is there no objective marker? What's that? What is that? I need to see what that is. There's something on the map showing up. Like, as threatening as this area appears to be, it's actually not that bad. It's just visually horrifying. Oh, it's that gate there. Am I just meant to drive around it? Because it won't open. Guess so. Have I done something wrong? Fuck it, I'm driving. Gate's closed. To keep with the yellow to charge so it can unlock the gates. Well, it should have kept up with me, shouldn't it? Oh, I see what happened. I detoured to do something and the charge ran out. That's what I get for not listening earlier. See, this is where it would have been nice to have had my jump jacks. A little sad I took them off, but yeah. It's been much easier to not have to keep refueling. Right, so I'm guessing I've got to head back to the orange one, and that's where I can pick up the power from. So let's do this again. I've got my concentration face on right now. It is looking like I'm not going to be able to go and get that energy, though.
Give us a signal, Tobias. Tobias? Stay with us.
I got you, Hoppy.
Yeah, go on, Tobias.
Well, what do you know? One time, I find myself having things to say. Hoppy, take care of him for me.
Tobias!
Francis, I love you forever.
I love you forever.
You did it.
Power's back online. Francis, now!
Tobias, answer. Tobias, answering.
Don't do it. You can't go out there. Driver, the power's holding steady. You could open that final gate.
Is there a time constraint, though? It feels like there's supposed to be, but could I maybe go and get these? Because they're only on the other side of the wall. Oh, it's my first corrupted energy, and I want as much as possible. But it did seem like there weren't any easy ways through. Like, anytime you pass through this wall, you're gonna have to, like, it's obviously it's rammed full of anomalies. I can come back. I can come back when I'm playing offline. Let's progress the story. You always said, Brad, progress the story. Oh, open the door from the observation tower. Oh. Can't be a genius all the time, can I? Reach the stabilized access road. Here we go. Deep zone incoming. There it is. It was a very tense situation. I just don't think I helped it by constantly detouring for resources. So we got another one that's perpetual stability. It looks like these are all going to have high storms and high anomalies. Lots of buildings. I guess it is an ARDA site. So we've got an electric. We've got a lot of everything, really. It's fine. I mean, I can't scan this here, so I may as well just go. What's it going to look like? Is it going to look any different? Music's kicked in. I want it to be purple. I want everything to be purple. No, it just looks rocky and bland. Locate the stabilizer. Ah, is it going to be one of those ones? I guess I can get that one anchor there.
The entire area got scrambled in instability. I'm afraid, Tobias.
I told you. I told you, didn't I? We weren't ready. We should have planned it better. We should have known.
We did the best we could.
No. Do not give me that. If we had, he'd be here with us.
I'm sorry, but we've got to help the driver.
Don't you dare. What? Wait, is this how you dealt with Alan's death? You put your head down and let work fill the gaps?
Actually, that's precisely what I did. And you'll recall the breakthrough in self-healing materials that I made that year.
Oh, well, good for you. I'm sure Alan would have been very proud of you using his death that way.
You know what? That whole pep talk I gave you before to convince you to go through with it. That's precisely the same crap Alan would tell me all the time. It's worth the sacrifice. Stay late, don't worry about me. Finish your work, then we can start a family. Always he'd spew that crap.
So why'd you say it to me?
Because he has to have been right. Because if I let myself think he was wrong, then I can't live with that regret. I gave everything for Lim. This is the last thing I'm holding on to for myself. Every single day I still think about how if I had left the zone when we had planned to, I wouldn't have lost Alan. I hoped that Lim Tech was done killing our own. I'm sorry about Tobias.
Tobias was all I had. I need to sign off for a while.
We'll be here when you're ready. Glad you got through, driver. Power on that stabilizer.
And I'll see you back at the garage.
That's sad. I know this is ill-advised, but I can't be asked to run into this. Yep. Bad idea. It's fine. I might just be able to drive up this. Hopefully. I really can't be bothered driving all the way around. There we go. Although it's, it's a bit uncomfortable around here. Holy shit. I think I found a single patch of okayness. What's that sound? Oh, the engine. What happened to it? Busted. Oh, it's because it's weary. God. Yeah. I might be having enough to build a new one when I get back. Right, let's have a quick look at the map and let's try and figure out where it's going to take us out. Because I'm not too interested in staying here right now. Like I said, I can come on another time. I can collect the corrupted energy. I don't need to risk causing any problems here. There's just things blowing up. So, where would I put it if I was this? Probably, like... That's where I came in. Maybe there? I reckon it's going to be in that general region. Which means I'm facing the right way for it. Let's watch me be completely wrong. Right, let's get in. Let's activate it. Let's get out. Oh, I was completely wrong. Zap. Oh, that's loud. Shit. I feel like I should really be taking a road. So if I mess this up, it's bad. Like, how fast are the storms going to come in here? I guess if this shield just drains battery as it takes damage, I might be able to survive for quite a while with my full battery power. Either way, I'm not interested. Let's get out. We made it to the deep zone. We got out alive. .3 corrupted isn't bad. I wish I'd got more, but...
Welcome back. Now we know where the well is.
But you're the first to step foot in the deep zone in over 15 years.
Oh, I'm
And I
special.
need more time to understand Alan's suppression method. So why don't you stretch your legs and chart the deep zone while you're at it? We'll need to map a way to the well as it is.
Oh, what are these areas called? Red Spires. I mean, the well's going to be here, so I obviously need to extend one of these locations outwards. There, like, there's an arrow here. There'll be one more there. So I need to go to that one and leave. And then I reckon from this there'll be one more and it'll take you to, potentially to the well. Or maybe the well is going to be here. That arrow is pointing to the central part of this. The somber music's playing. For us to mourn. Tobias. I mean, I honestly wasn't that attached to him. I know that the Tobias and Francis are meant to be like the upbeat, fun ones, but I don't think I was even that bothered. Because I never spoke to him. He spoke at me. The next big section of game. Done. Story done. I've now opened a new area that I can go and a new resource I can get. Is it all corrupted in this area? Corrupted. Yes, it is. Okay, so I mean it's going to be fairly easy now to be able to get more of that. So that's perfect. So I'll probably be doing that between sessions. I'll be collecting a bit more corrupted, upgrading stuff, and then we'll be ready for what I imagine will be one or two of the last stream runs where we'll end the story and figure it out. We're getting close. I've clocked about 60 hours on this so far. I played a lot of it, just like I said, casually driving around, watching stuff, watching TV, just collecting resources, upgrading as many things as I possibly could. And, I mean, it shows in the majority of things on most levels have been unlocked. Everything pretty much now, I think apart from maybe one thing that I needed the limb chip for, everything needs corrupted energy. So that's what I'll be doing in future. But yes, good stuff. If you watch it on YouTube, as always, like, comment, everything else. And I need to mention the Patreon more. There's a Patreon. Go give me money. I hate plugging things. Everybody does it. I don't know why I feel so awkward. Everybody on YouTube does it. You plug your own stuff because that's how you grow like the audience and the fan base and increase the revenue so you can continue to make things. Like, it's a beneficial transaction. That's why it happens. And yeah, I feel so awkward. Follow.